So it's the heat of summer, and that means it's weed season. And there are some yummy, delicious weeds that I love. This is my favorite of all time, lamb's quarter. Whether something's a weed or not is really a matter of perspective. If it's growing where you don't want it to grow, then it can be a weed. But lamb's quarter is super nutritious, delicious, grows virtually everywhere. I think of it as food. So it's also known as wild spinach or pigweed, which is many weeds are called pigweed. It's a close cousin of quinoa, the grain, and it even has the same genus, Chenopodium. This is, however, lamb's quarter is Chenopodium album. Quinoa is Chenopodium quinoa. Lamb's quarter and its cousins are grown all over the world for food. It's one of the earliest plants cultivated in North America, and there's archaeological evidence that shows it was planted and cultivated 1,500 years before corn. It's highly nutritious, perhaps more nutritious than most other vegetables we know of, including spinach. Lamb's quarter is super easy to identify. It's got very distinctive triangular leaves with scalloped edges and this dusty white kind of central area where the new leaves are growing. It has alternate leaf arrangement so that the leaves on opposite sides of the stems take a step between each other. They're not like a maple where they come out at the same point. And they're often growing clusters of new little leaves in the leaf axils. Even the tiny little seedlings are quite distinctive. You see that leaf-shaped form and the white dusty center. It's easily distinguished amongst a whole field of weeds. And even when it's a baby, you can clearly see that it's got that beginnings of that triangular shape and that dusty white pubescence, which is very distinctive. The underside of the young leaves have this really distinctive white powdery appearance and texture. It's on the stems as well. And this whitish stuff is kind of some of this magic plant stuff. It's made up of tiny waxy spheres that contain many of the minerals that this plant is famous for. I took this picture with a little clip-on magnifier on my phone. You can buy them now for $30 online. They're really fun. Okay, enough with the IDs. How do you use lamb's quarter?
So the first step to using it is harvesting a bunch of it. I just get a handful or so, You can throw it fresh in a salad. It's really delicious. You can saute that. Just throw it in a pan with a little bit of butter. It wilts almost immediately and it's super delicious. And my favorite way to use it is to make a pesto. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do here. Another a generous handful of lamb's quarter. Take off the coarse stems and throw the rest in the food processor. You can throw in fresh whole garlic. I always have garlic paste laying around, so I put in a couple of scoops of garlic paste. I almost always have a couple of jars of scallion puree in the fridge because scallions come early, so I just puree them all up and put them in the fridge. Throw in a couple of scoops of those. A traditional pesto uses some kind of fat, usually an oil, like a basil pesto uses olive oil and Parmesan cheese. For this and a lot of other pestos I like brie cheese. You can use whatever cheeses you like or any fat that you like. Olive oil is fine, coconut oil is fine, but it's some kind of fat. Puree that all together until it's a nice smooth paste in the food processor and you're ready to rumble. Bingo, bango, bongo. Now you got a whole jar of this yummalicious lamb's quarter pesto. Use it on sandwiches and spring rolls, over pasta. Keep it in the refrigerator till it's used up. It'll stay for a couple of weeks, but you'll probably eat it long before it would go bad. So hope you enjoyed this. I really hope you enjoyed this lamb's quarter pesto video. Clover Valley Livin'. You can follow us on our website, Facebook, and Instagram. Bye.